Welcome back, everybody, to the King of the Hill, Heart of the Swarm, final day. Woo! Or, depends on which way you want to look at it. We have the next game just around the corner. It is going to be, of course, Dimaga going up against Polt. Can the Ukrainian topple the king, who has 2 wins in a row, has banked himself $250 due to the $125 per best of 3. But, on the other hand, Polt is looking at one guy, probably, ignoring the rest of the lineup. He's looking at Hyun, saying, let's go, buddy. You beat me last time. Let's get some revenge. Beat him again, maybe. I messed that up. Messed it up.
Don't know why I keep you around.
Anyway, that's why Adabisi's here to help me. I wanted to go ahead and just briefly talk about and extend a thanks to the subscribers here at the Good Studio who have helped make this project possible here at the King of the Hill, Heart of the Swarm, Good Studio. It's a little tongue twist, that one. It's all because of you guys that support and subscribe to the channel that we're able to do this $2,000 tournament. So all the money, the $5 little badge you see underneath me right now, every $5 that we get puts towards this, and we were able to accumulate $2,000, which has bought you this tournament. So thank you very much, guys, for doing that. And if you do want to continue seeing stuff like this, go ahead, hit that button, subscribe to the channel, and not only do you subscribe to the Good Studio channel, but everybody within the Good Studio window, which is basically me, all the Dota guys, and everyone else that's within the brand. So you get all the funky buttons in the chat, and you support everyone.
Yeah, we're working on some more cool stuff, too. I think we got some Heart of the Swarm posters we might be giving away.
Yeah.
Probably after we get back, because we're traveling a ton, but we'll do more episodes of Beat the Studio.
Yeah,
give
we'll
some
do
nice
some
sign
posters.
jazz away, and
That's right.
some other cool things.
So thank you very much, guys. And now it's time to get back to business. It's game number 2, Dimaga versus Polt. I've watched Dimaga stream a little bit, and he's very Zergling heavy. And I'm interested to see how he's going to be able to take on Polt, who displayed phenomenal play against Hyun last time in the last King of the Hill, day number 3. And it's about to begin. Of course, the games are played live in front of you. Every action, every move, every decision that these players make is real time. It's right there. They, somewhere in this world, wearing some less amount of clothing, depending on whether they have a webcam on or not, are making decisions on the fly here, guys. It's brilliant to see them unravel as the games go on. So, Cloud Kingdom is the challenger's pick here. Dimaga's pick up against Polt, who has 2 wins in a row, going for a third, going for the more money, going for the fame and glory. Up here is the man of the hour. It is Polt, qualified for MLG Dallas in his Heart of the Swarm game, beating out Liquid Hero 3-0. And down, down, down is the Ukrainian, formerly of MTW, currently teamless. It is Dimaga, a very, very experienced veteran within competitive StarCraft action. As you see, a very heavy Zergling style. Dimaga has been around for a very long time, which is why that's in there. He's been playing competitively before I even started playing competitively, basically. So we're looking at 2006 and beyond. He was playing in WCGs, he was playing Brood War. He's 26 years old. So if you look at his starting career, which is around the age of 16 to 18, playing competitively, you're looking at a good 8 to 10 years of action. He's up there with the elites, or the older generation of the Brood War players. And he remains, to this day, one of the better Zerg players in the European scene. He always was considered one of the best ones, or better ones, in Brood War. But he is taking on Polt from a Warcraft 3 background.
Yeah, one of the few Koreans who's kind of doing well with the Warcraft 3 background. Violet, actually, and it's funny, too, the two guys actually kind of similar, both Warcraft 3 backgrounds, both kind of living in the States, both doing
That's true, because if you look at the Korean Brood War players, don't really need to go in it very much. You got Flash, you got Jadon, you got Bisu, you got all
MVP.
these guys, right? The 3 kings there. And then you look at the Korean Warcraft 3 players that play StarCraft 2 now. There's not that many, and you compare it over to the foreign scene. Look how many bloody Warcraft 3 players there are. They're everywhere. The Muslim, Grubby, Naniwa, Thorzane, Sase, they're everywhere. You can't get rid of them. And it's a bit of a vice versa situation, funnily enough. And we do have just regular openings from both players. I've seen Pult use this quite often against Zerg, just a bit of a Reaper expand. Could actually go up to a total of 3. I'm definitely not afraid to do so. We'll see if he does. 1 Marine first. Dimaga doesn't know if this is gas, if it's not. I'm pretty sure he'll take gas soon anyway. I'm having a feeling, but it is Cloud Kingdom, which is quite friendly towards queen play, especially 4/6 queens. But we'll see what Dimaga's going to do. Of course, he's that guy that will make that decision in real time, as mentioned. And now the Overlord should see the command center. And now with the Reaper coming down, he has 2 choices. He takes gas now and starts to get ready for speed, or he doesn't and he goes to 4/6 queens and he uses queens for defense against the Reapers. And a bit of a bunker pressure here. It's not going to complete really because the SCV should die off, but could get a drone. Oh, 1 hit, doesn't quite get it, does get it. Try to get the actual extractor down, and he actually doesn't even lose the SCV. Another drone falls down here. Reaper picks up 2 kills there, and will fire from the high grounds. Could pick up a couple more as well. And this, of course, Reaper is the heart of the Swarm Reaper and will regenerate. Almost lost it there. And it's got to be careful not to get hit by the Queen from the main base, and that very well may happen. Oh, it gets nailed down by the last shot, and the Reaper is gone. No more committed Reapers, though, so we do have 3 Marines. A factory down with a reactor on the way, and a 3rd command center. Are we going to see Hellions or Widow Mines? I think Hellions, because it was displayed to Pult early that there was no gases being taken, therefore he's not afraid of any form sort of all-in. He will build a bunker because slow links can still be effective here, but you do want to get the scouting information from the Hellions rather than defensive capabilities from the Widow Mines, which is why I'm feeling Hellions here.
And Hellions, it is not.
Is not. What they could be for, though, is because he knows he's not in a spot to be defensive, they could be aggressive Widow Mines. They can run across the map and go plant on the 3rd base.
Yeah, I mean, what I was going to mention was that the Hellions are going to be good for just camping down here and avoiding that their base from going down. It looks like even if he did, it wouldn't have been in time. But the Widow Mines can do some harassment there, and of course he's going to know it's going to be a late lair, so not much detection. Yeah. So he can be aggressive with...
well, let's see where the Widow Mines go then. I mean, where are they right now?
I don't know. I can't even see my screen because Mingle's just
okay,
standing
yeah, they're going to be aggressive. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense here from Pult. And as Mingle stares at me from Adebisi's screen, Adebisi has a hard time observing, but it looks like she's going to sit on his mouse. So let's see your skills, Adebisi. Alright, so Widow Mines and 2 Marines. They're going to get right in the mineral line here. Remember that a majority of Zerg styles have a relatively late layer. So this is actually rather annoying. Doesn't have to drone from it. Will take 1 hit. And now he's like, God, stupid freaking mines. And these Marines do get picked up relatively easy. Where's the second mine
Looks
going?
like it's just setting up to contain the creep spread here.
Well, he's going to contain queens at least. They can't kill creep tumors.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that is behind this. The 3rd has been taken oh so fast. Oh, look at that. Very fast 3rd on location from Pult with Widow Mines defending it. Unique style here, completely ignoring Hellions. And this is probably one of the strongest styles when coming into Terran vs Zerg. How many barracks does he have out of BC?
1.
Off 3 command centers and double engineering bays. How greedy is that out of BC?
It's not greedy if you've read your opponent well and are playing safe. Sorry, Apollo.
That's not the right answer.
All right, it's pretty greedy.
That's not the right answer.
It's pretty greedy.
It's very greedy. He's very open to kind of attacks, normally. But with Widow Mines, not so much. And now the barracks do come down. He's going to have very fast upgrades, going to have very good economy. Widow Mine harassment is coming into the natural. They are planted around the map as well, including a Viping. We see the Ling heavy style as predicted from Dimaga with the Infestation Pit and Bailing Nest on the way. And Widow Mines are so good against Lings. They're so good against Bailings. And they're also bloody good against drones. So let's see how this is going to happen. It looks like Dimaga is kind of ready. And Pult just boosts past them. He's probably going to go to the 3rd here because the Lings will cover the main base, I feel. But it looks like he's going to just plant them around. Oh, drop to the 3rd. Oh, and there's Lings on the 3rd as well. So good defense here by Dimaga, using these Zerglings to defend relatively well. And he will get out there without any losses, just a bit of tickle. But I'm interested to see Is Port staying on Marine, Tanks, Widow Mines exclusively, or does he incorporate the Hellbat? Against a Ling Baneling style, the Hellbat is incredibly strong. Does a lot of splash damage and so on.
Yeah, adding in just 2 more barracks for now, but definitely I think more factories is what he's going to want, because if you're not adding in Hellbats, you probably want to add in more Widow Mines as well.
Yeah, I mean, he started tank production though, but you don't really want to be building tanks and Widow Mines all so much in, high amounts.
Yeah.
It's either one or the other usually. Yeah, I suppose you can have a bit of both, but with tank production on the way, it seems like he may just be sticking around 2 tank Marine only with his main forces. But look at that, a very fast hive coming down by Dimaga.
Yeah, before
2-2. Yeah, before 2-2, incredibly fast. And he could be looking for the new Ultralist to come into play.
Yeah, I was even almost thinking fast Vipers, because we saw in the other day when Vipers weren't out fast enough for Hyun, he just loses to that big, massive 2-2 timing with a ton of tanks.
We'll see. I mean, the Vipers don't need... weirdly, you'd think that the Vipers would need a Spire, but they don't. They don't need that structure. They just need Hive. So definitely an option here. Lings and Bailings are being made. No 4th has been taken yet by Dimaga.
Actually in the bottom corner now.
Oh,
But
just been taken. Sorry. Excuse me. And we're about to find out now what that Ultralist... I mean, what the Hive actually means for Dimaga here. Only at 108 supply. Being relatively greedy himself. 2-2 does begin. But I think it's Ultralist Cavern. I still think so. We'll see, as I'm waiting.
And there it is. You called it.
The reason why I think that is because he's using Lings, not Roach Hydra. Vipers, Blinding Cloud, not so useful.
Yeah, you're right.
Because when the Lings get in there, the Marines are still going to do damage anyway. Obviously, they won't shoot before they get there, but when the Lings are in there. So I was feeling more Ultralist here, and I think what... I'll go back to my initial plan of what Dimaga was looking to do, is to get Ultralist by the time the 14-minute, 50-minute mark comes. Which is when 2-2 finishes. If he has a high amount of Ultralists out by then, he could very easily kill what Port has and then take the game from there in his own hands. The question is, are we seeing Marauders come out? Yes, we are. We have 1 Marauder being made. Another barracks has been added on, which is probably going to be thrown down with a tech lab. Probably. So he's not in the worst position. He has no idea about that hive, but he must... I was about to say, he must scan shortly to find out. And he sees a late 4th base. He now knows, Port now knows that this is a fast 3-base hive. It's done already. The Ultralists are already on the way. And to be honest, if Port pushes out, he could be in trouble because he doesn't have that many Marauders. The Ultralists are different now. In Heart of the Swarm, their damage has changed. It used to be like 15 damage and then, no, 20 damage plus 10 to armored, I think it was.
20 plus 15, I believe, and now 35 base.
35 base. So that's like a couple of swipes each to kill a Marine. Very, very fast. And especially when clumped up because of the splash damage as well. And here we do have Port moving out. Are the Ultras going to be ready? Dimaga's... That was a big hit, by the way. A lot of Marines went down. This is Dimaga's plan. This is everything he's planned towards. Why is his Ultralist look different?
Whoa, what?
Why does he have better Ultralists than me?
He's got the skin, man. He's been laddering. He's got a skin.
Oh, really? Is that it?
Look at... Oh, man, look at their asses. Oh, my
wow,
God. Look at that.
Sick.
Oh.
Sick. Wow. But he's setting up right now. That's what he's doing. This is... The game plan of Dimaga is happening. It's... Everything he wanted in this game is going well. He didn't really take damage early. He's got his Ultras ready. He's got his Infestors. He's got his Bailings. Can he now deal it? But he's expecting an attack.
No 2-2 right now for Pol.
Is Dimaga going to go into Widow Mines to siege up tanks? Is he going to go in? Because I swear to God, he wants to defend and attack and crush it.
Yeah.
May not want to actually go into this. But here go the Ultralists. He's going to go in. Those Widow Mines go off. And actually, they hit the Ultralists, not the Lynx. So the Lynx do a lot of damage. But the tanks are sieged up. And I don't think that he's going to have enough here. There's so many tanks. He gets obliterated. Absolutely annihilated. And behind this, he's getting dropped in the main base. Port now has the 4th as a Pantry Fortress. Port takes a absolutely humongous lead, a gigantic lead in this game. And now Port unsieges, will claim position on the 5th base, I suppose you can call it, the normal 4th. Will send a squad of units down to the bottom right to pick this off. Port, or should I say Dimaga, his gifted Port here. Should he have gone in then? I don't think so. I don't believe he should have. But, you know, his whole plan was to get Ultralisk for a good fight before 2-2, or at least as 2-2 finished there. He didn't have his fully upgraded Ultras. I think Dimaga expected an attack rather than a defensive play from Port. Again, Port playing defensive rather than aggressive, working in his favor here. And now the 5th goes down. The 4th gets saved, barely. But with a 4th base down for Port, a 5th down as well. It's not even building, it's down for Port. A Planetary Fortress, he's got such a good income now versus Dimaga, who is stuck on Ultralisks.
Still a very scary army with 8 Ultralisks out, though, so you cannot get too aggressive in this situation as Pole.
Absolutely. He needs to sit tight, build the Marauder count up, get 3-3 on the way, which he's doing. Dimaga may go in again here, but he's going to have to think about, can he do it? A Widowmine goes off, there's a bit of splash damage. Ultralisks just get annihilated there at the front. The Marines are doing a lot of damage there. They micro back towards the tanks. As you said, it is still scary, but there's so many units for Pult, and he will be able to hold it. Well, actually, 2 more Ultras just come from the bottom of the screen, so no, he won't be able to hold this position, but he holds his income. He's dropping in the main. He's dropping on the natural at the same time. A lot of his units weren't there to hold that defense. Is he going to still be able to hold it? He's got a planetary. He can repair. Marines and Marauders are coming down. They're stimming and running down. The planetary's holding strong at the moment. The Marines and Marauders are coming in to help out, and Dimaga leaves them alone. And as you can see, the new swipes do a lot of damage, but Port is dropping quite a lot. Remember his income. It's all about his income. Even though he's down in supply, he doesn't have a big army. It's all about his income. It's so bloody high. All his barracks, the light bill, the electricity bill is insane in Port's barracks because the lights don't turn off. They're on all the time here. 4 more Ultralisks on the way. Likewise, they're about to get fully upgraded too, and they do look beautiful. They do look beautiful, but oh dear. Dimaga's going to lose his 4th. That's actually massive, and losing queens all over the place. And now the income. When that base goes down, watch the income tab. It's a completely different game.
Yeah, his income's just going to plummet.
It's going to plummet.
He lost his spawning pool as well, and he hasn't rebuilt that at all. So pretty much he's just purely making Ultralisks now, and you can't go full Ultra.
You can't go full Ultra. There's not that many Marauders being made, only 2 per cycle, which does help Dimaga. Pult, though, with the income he has versus Dimaga's now, which I'm sure is like dropped down I guess
Mule timed out.
Mule timed out, but when that goes back up to 2,400 more, then this army will never ever stop coming out. And with a 5th base down versus 4 bases as a Zerg, the Zerg army in Heart of the Swarm generally gets weaker as the game goes on. The Terran and Protoss armies become stronger. As a Zerg, I feel a lot more, and we've discussed about it a lot. Wow, it's a lot of Ultras there defending. Maybe a mistake there by Dimaga. In Heart of the Swarm, Zerg need to hit hard in the early to mid game, maintain a lead, maintain an economy lead, and overpower the Terran and Protoss in the later stages. If that scenario does not happen in Heart of the Swarm, more so than ever, because the Broodlord Infestor combination is not as strong, then you won't win the game, and that's as simple as that. And we do have a lot of Ultras on the way. A lot. We have 3 on the way. We already have, 10 out? 4 on the way.
Yep.
12 out.
Now.
16 Ultralisks are about to come into play here. Another drop is going to come down, headed towards the main base. 2 Ultralisks kind of left stranded there. All these Ultralisks taking bits of damage by these Marines and Marauders get dropped down. 1 Ultralisk does fall. His second Ultralisk does fall. That count of 16 now probably down to 12. With the new ones popping out. Remember, Widow Mines, tanks, Marauders, Marines are all at home defending. The hive falls as Port drops the main base. Utilizing his drops, his Medivac speed boost is going to pick up and drop again. A Banshee comes in to be an annoyance towards the Infestors and Ultralisks and drones, you name it. And Port is ripping him apart. But we see the 14 Ultralisks one by one. They all shall die if that's what's going to happen. GG. Pult takes another game in a row today. Looking good out of BC. He is looking good.
Yeah, I mean, he looked good against Seed. Now he's got his momentum going. Looks
looking to go towards the 325 mark.
What's he got? Yeah, he's got 250 now.
No,
so
wait, 300.
He came in tonight
75.
with 125, so he could leave 625 if he can take everybody out, which is
if he can.
Not a bad payday.
And then, as mentioned that I fluffed up before, at the end of the player cycle is Hyun waiting for revenge on Polt.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a lot of stuff happening here at the Good Studio. King of the Hill, Heart of the Swarm series. We're about to jump in to map number 2. It is Dimaga's choice again here. We've seen both players go up against Polt, and both have chosen the map twice. Polt has come out the victor in every time so far. And we'll see if he can get a 4-0 sweep here. We'll see. We'll see indeed. And he actually, at the end of the day, if he goes completely undefeated today, can be the true king over Hyun's 5-0 streak. 5-0 streak.
5-0 streak's pretty good.
5-0 is very, very good.
It's only really 5-1, so we'll see. Polt can go. Polt could go 5-0 as well.
Yeah.
So the best he can do is tie Hyun's streak, but if he beats Hyun twice, that kind of says it all. Just waiting on Dimaga's map choice, guys, so we'll be getting started very, very shortly.
I reckon...
Akalon Waste.
Yeah.
I mean...
It was in Wings of Liberty for a little bit. Everyone played it a little bit in Wings of Liberty. It's now over to Heart of the Swarm, or was a Heart of the Swarm originally. I think so.
Yeah, he said he wanted a minute to take a good look at DF Atlas, so maybe he'll consider that. We saw some really good games on... I mean, my favorite game, The King of the Hill, was on DF Atlas, so...
Hazuobs versus Gosuuza.
It's a good game.
VODs are on YouTube. YouTube.com/DignitasApollo.
No.
Yes.
YouTube.com/ApolloSC2.
Both work.
Oh, both work.
Don't question my YouTube links.
Okay.
Both work. I've got my blue socks on today.
Look at this cat.
Falling off.
You can't even see her. You just see her tail.
Yeah.
She literally jumped on and then just stood in front of the screen during that game. I'm not a cat person, but I still can't just whack her.
I'm not a cat person. You're not. Are you a dog person?
I'm a dog person.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If we got a dog at the Good Studio, would you walk it every day?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah?
Maybe. Dude, actually, I'd like to do that here. You know, we're out in, like, Sweden and shit, and there's, like, woods and stuff, you know? It's nice.
Anna BC with a Good Studio dog. To be honest...
Dude, I think a cat is enough for this place.
Yes,
dog.
I was about to say, we've already
can't handle
lost...
a dog.
We've already lost 4 kittens. Probably one's been killed, so... Semla's fault.
2 are probably dead, but 2 are in a safe home.
Oh, that's right.
Who did we see?
Jager turned up the other day.
Oh, wow.
One of them's definitely gone, though. One of them we have no idea.
Major.
2 of them we give away to a couple of the neighbours. One disappeared, which came back randomly 6 months later, and then disappeared again. And the other one we just don't know. And I take no blame whatsoever for what I had nothing to do with the kittens. Nothing. I was that guy that wouldn't even feed them. Nothing. My involvement with them was nothing. 0. It was all Semla. Semla lost the kittens. Anyway, what map is it?
We're actually going... There's a moment of indecision. I hosted up Akalon Waste, but then Dimaga's like, no, let's do DF Atlas. So we'll
all right,
DF Atlas.
So that's what the time was for him to pick it, look over it, decide that he's going to do it. He actually watches a lot of GSL and GSTL at Dimaga, almost religiously.
He didn't know this map though, so I don't think
but I'm sure he would have seen it, right? And then looked at it closer.
I think he probably would have recognized it. He probably didn't know the name, and then he remembered some games.
Because I remember speaking to him one time, quite a while back now, as I asked him, do you watch GSL often? And he said he uses it as a reference point. So, as a reference point. So guys, we're jumping in to game number 2 now. It's Dimaga going up against Polt. Will he be able to do it? Is Dimaga going to do it? We're about to find out as we load in.
And Semler would just like to clear the air. He did not kill any kittens.
In control is off the hook. We found Jagger.
We know we said it.
And in control, Jagger's not dead, so despite you leaving the door open, the cat is alive.
The cat is alive somewhere.
R.I.P. Major. All right. Dimaga versus Polt, DF Atlas. We're ready to go here.
I'm pretty sure I said that, didn't I? That Jaeger was found. Did I not say that? I did. I did. I thought I did.
I don't know.
Never mind. That's okay.
I'm still distracted by
someone who had a very guilty conscience. I probably just wanted to get that out there. Probably. Anyway, it is time to begin the second map between these two guys. Up here, it is Polt. 24 years old, And of course, if you want to follow him on Twitter, @Pult88. His opponent, 88 by the way, is his birth year. Cheeky facts. Up here in the top right, it is Dimaga. The only single tournament he's won in his StarCraft 2 career was the Assembly Summit 2011 against Mana. That's him. That's Dimaga.
That's Dimaga.
That's Dimaga, the Ukrainian.
I think he had like one of the best reactions to winning a tournament when he...
Yeah.
Like fist pumping is awesome, but Dimaga fist pumping is even more
Dimaga
awesome.
double fist bicep pump. That's
Yeah.
what that was. Nicknamed the Dimagalisk after his Hydralisk virtual impression after winning that tournament. But will he be scary enough to frighten Pult? Because I don't think so. Not in game. Maybe out of game. Not in game. Because Pult is very, very, very good. He's on form. He showed it not only in this tournament, in other tournaments as well. Likewise, beating Liquid Hero 3-0 in the MLG Showdown, that he could qualify for MLG Dallas. I'm pretty sure he's happy about qualifying for MLG Dallas, considering he lives in bloody Texas.
Yeah,
He'd be a bit
it's
annoyed if he
convenient.
didn't qualify for it,
Yeah.
considering he basically lives in Dallas. Alright, so Barracks, then Gas. Dun, dun, dun. Reaper. The Reaper's coming. So, the Reaper is coming to this game again. Most likely. Insurance clause. So we do have just a regular opening here by Dimaga, hatchery and spawning pool. And drone scout on such a large map here. And he will know where his opponent spawned via the overlord. Now the drone scout will go up there. And just upon... Oh, that was a double O moment then. I thought he'd go in and check the gas. And I thought also that Pult would close the door. Neither of them happened, but I'm sure he's content with analyzing that this probably is going to be the same opening that he just played against.
Yeah, precisely.
Straight over to Reaper, into expansion, into a good time factory reactor. As simple as that. Bunker coming down as well. All things are pointing towards the same place as the last game we saw on Cloud Kingdom. Dimaga is getting 6 lings right away with 2 queens to set up the defense against this initial Reaper. Behind this, Pult will start his factory and reactor at 150 gas here. And the previous Reaper got 2 kills. His successor here, 0 so far. And it looks like this drone may fall victim to the Reaper. And it does. And the bunker actually completes and actually gets surrounded in a really awkward situation. Well, that was silly to enter that bunker, Reaper.
And the bunker died too. It wasn't cancelled or salvaged or anything as well.
Good start from Dimaga. 1
Yeah.
drone lost, beats the Reaper down, and bunker doesn't get salvaged. No reactor down yet on the barracks, which is a little bit late, considering if he wants to go over to reactor... He's actually building more and more Marines here. Probably upon seeing the amount of... Yeah, probably seeing the amount of lings. It's better with 3 than 2 Marines against 5 Marines, 5 lings that are out here. Doesn't want to have this get beaten down and cancelled. Or not cancelled, but at least
Delayed.
slowed down and delayed. So 3 Marines come in, and it looks like with these lings split up, they will be able to beat these... well, the Marines will be able to do enough here. With good micro, in and out between the mineral lines and geyser. Good micro. But the command center was delayed. Which means orbital was delayed, which means SCVs were delayed. Behind this, pretty fast barracks added on by Pult compared to the previous game. So I don't think we're going to be seeing a dedication towards Cloak. Definitely maybe a single Banshee or a single Viking. That's it. Nothing more. With gases and barracks down this fast, that's stim that's being made there. And I think we'll probably only see a Viking. Stim will be made. We could see a Marauder Hellion kind of push. We very well could see that. And the Overlord goes in. It sees a tech lab on a barracks and starport. Will it get the scout of the extra barracks? Yes, it should. So with the scout of the extra barracks here, Dimaga now knows he's going to have to set up a little bit more defensively. He does have a Roach Warren coming down, and that's actually kind of early. At 7 minutes, not super early, but early-ish, with 4 gases coming down as well. So it looks like Dimaga is going to be playing for a Roach Baneling initial defense, not an all-in, but a defense, against any kind of one-base play. Widow Mines are being made now by Pult. No Evolution Chambers are down yet by Dimaga. We very well could see a Roach speed play. Roach Bane.
Dimaga actually, I think, making a mistake here. 52 out of 52 and no Overlords in production right now. 7 Larva.
Yeah. There we go. 2 Overlord, double Evolution Chamber. So he is going to start upgrading. Yeah, a little bit slowed down because of this. But I'm more interested in what Pult's going to be doing here. As he does enter with 2 Hellions. It's squeezed by that Queen. He doesn't see the Roach Warren and Bailing Nest on the natural, but he does see the double Evolution Chamber. And a relatively early layer here. I wonder if that's going to trick him to thinking that it could be Spire play. Very well could be Spire play from this location, but, you know, options are open still for Pult, who didn't grasp the best amount of information there. But Ling upgrades are being researched here by Dimaga, who has 4 Roaches on the way, and then Lings. And Pult behind this, just Widow Mine, no 3rd command center down yet. Spire is coming down. And that may be what Pult would be thinking, considering he saw that relatively fast layer. We're going to have a movement out shortly here. Stim is almost done. 4 Widow Mines to accompany these Marines. And we do have more and more units streaming across 3 Bailey's being morphed. The distances between bases not that far. Dimaga building 5 drones. Roaches are coming in as he sees his attack. He has no 3rd base. Probably that's what Pult's headed towards. He's heading towards a base that should be there, but it isn't there. And then he might return. He might still try and go for this with 4 Widow Mines. He scans, gets rid of a couple of creep tumors. 4 Widow Mines do go down. And they'll do a lot of damage there. 40 damage with 15 splash, I think. As the Marines without combat shields do a lot of damage. Banelings without speed. And still no 3rd base from Dimaga. So he's playing relatively tight on 2 base. Which means his defense is good, but his economy is weak. And as that Spire finishes, he'll only be able to build a couple of Mutalisks here. He won't really be able to afford to continue Mutalisk production if he wants 2-2. This is the problem with Dimaga being on 2 bases at the moment, and we have the Widow Mines coming down into the main base, all 4. They're going to get dropped in, and they're going to borrow pretty fast here. And there's no Overseer. Oh, there is one, actually. There is an Overseer coming in. 1 drone detonates a couple of these. Banelings go in. And, well, if the Marines didn't die, that probably would have been a better trade there for Pult, as he does drop down in supply. But still, I think the biggest concern of this game is Dimaga's lack of 3rd. And 5 drones away from optimal saturation on 2 bases. And he's about to go and take his 3rd. Behind this, we have double engineering bay with 1-1. As we see, Dimaga builds 5 Mutalisks, but cannot afford to go 2-2 as his 1-1 finishes. So despite having faster upgrades than Pult here, he will not be able to maintain that advantage going into the middle stage of this game. And the base that we're actually seeing Dimaga take is really close to Pult's.
Very
tanks
close.
could siege up by the 3rd and siege down. This is
it's a very scary base to take.
Very intrigued by the decision of Dimaga to take that 3rd instead of the one around the 2 o'clock position here. This is going to turn into a very interesting game. We do have 2-2 by Dimaga on the way. Pult, as soon as he realizes that those rocks, those destructible rocks, are going down very fast. And he's going to start to pile on the pressure with tanks from the high ground and Marines, Marauders, mines on the low ground. And the game will literally revolve around Dimaga defending his 3rd. That's what the game will become. And I'm a little bit fearful for Dimaga here. And excited for Pult at the same time that he could move on to another round and claim more money. But this game just took a turn for the worst here, I feel.
Well, if you can set up a really nice flank, I mean, he's been getting his upgrades. He's making even more Banelings, still making more units. If you can crush that one army that's trying to slowly spread itself out and attack into that base, maybe you can get something done. But it's, I mean, one of the fundamentals that people always talk about is just as Zerg, you want to expand away from your opponent, not towards them. And this is the opposite of that. This
is very dangerous. Very, very dangerous indeed. The Infestation Pit is on the way, probably timed up for a hive. Straight over to 3-3 as well for Ultralisks. And a 4th base will be taken momentarily here by Dimaga. Still at 108 supply on Ling, Baneling, and a handful of Mutalisks which really haven't done anything at the moment. Just drop defense more so than anything here. And we'll see how good of a drop defense they will give Dimaga as we have the first drop of the game. Being placed down, probably expecting Dimaga to have expanded to the south here. I don't think Pult actually knows, does he? But I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
No,
he obviously knows that creep spread's going to be there, but he doesn't know if there's an expansion or not. And when these units at the south side go towards the normal position, he'll have a couple of question marks surrounding his head. But there is the Hive, as we expect to go straight to 3-3 and straight to Ultralisk here for Dimaga. Meanwhile, 2-2 is on the way. Extra factories coming down from Pult. And it's, like I said, as soon as Pult realizes, those tanks will move position above where those Marines are and siege from the high ground here. As the Mutalist will be able to put a bit of damage to them. And this few Marines there, that squad of Marines, is definitely to stim in and go for a kill on a 4th. But that is a lot of Banelings. Oh. How many tanks? 4 tanks against a lot of Banelings being morphed. Surprising use of gas here, considering Pathogen Glands are just finished, or is near completion. The Hive is near completion. And the scan doesn't reveal the Banelings. Super aggressive from Dimaga to morph those Banelings. Still has not been seen. But now Pult knows about this 3rd. He knows it's there. And here come the Banelings crashing through. Pult is going to have to try and target down the Banelings as best as he can with the tanks. And they will filter through. Oh, and he does filter all the way on that ramp. And the tanks do a lot of damage. The Banelings, all those Banelings do absolutely nothing. They kill the supply depots, yes, they kill a couple of SCVs, but at the end, all that Pult does now is unsiege, move out with 2-2, and what the hell does Dimaga have? All his gas went into Banelings, it went into not infestors, and now 18-20 more Banelings get more, but that's going to be a while till they're ready. Tanks will be in position, and again, Dimaga with a very interesting choice there. He's given Pult an opportunity to break this 3rd. Tanks are in position. And if Dimaga loses the 3rd, he's on 2 base. He's 2 base against 3 to 4 base Terran. Here come the Banelings coming through. Good detonations onto the initial Marines. The tanks do fall as well. And Pult drops to 130 supply with maintaining his 3rd base alive. That is for Dimaga. Pult definitely wants to drop into the main base with those units on the right-hand side here. Probably the best thing to do, considering Dimaga's focus is this 3rd, to keep this 3rd alive. And Pult's going to keep going for it. Now he realizes that this is where it is. And that these guys should go in the main. And Pult is going to just fire away his production. Waypoints to the 3rd, units to the wall. And this is going to become very painful for Dimaga. Down to 70 supply, 3rd is going to fall. Wow.
Yeah, just nothing at all you could possibly do to win this game from this point. Pult, once again, just playing a calm, patient game, very reactive, always patient, and he's not letting up, just doing his thing.
Doing his thing, and to be honest, you know, I think you nailed it. He's playing so calm, collective, reading his opponent and just doing what's best versus him, and he's coming out with wins every time. As soon as you saw those Banelings die, you just went, alright, well, okay, I'll go kill your 3rd then, right? Because that was a big, massive investment of gas. Really big. That could have been like 10 infestors. It could have been anything.
Could have been his 3-3, his further tech. He could have...
and holding tight with the units he had.
Yeah.
But because of the couple of decisions, you know, Dimaga taking that 3rd at that location, using the Banelings, morphing the Banelings, using them up that ramp, filtering into tanks and supply depots, Pult just picks up the win. We see the new infested Terrans, the infestors, sorry, launching their infested Terran eggs.
Fungal,
but
fungal,
infested Terran eggs, fungal, sorry. As we see Pult marching through, and Pult is still our king. Good game, good luck, called by Dimaga. And Pult goes 3 wins in a row. Hyun, down and dead. Seed, down and dead. Dimaga, down and dead. That leads us to a Terran versus Terran for the first time on this show in Heart of the Swarm. It is gonna be this guy, Pult, going up against Axiom's, Jenna Bain, and Total Biscuits team, Heart. Gonna be a cool first time seeing a TVT in this kind of spotlight.
I mean, I love watching TVT.
Have we actually seen? Yeah, we've seen maybe a couple of TVTs in the MLG Showdowns, but they were through unexperienced players.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was so long ago when Hellbats were still insane. Outside of that, we haven't really seen too many TVTs, so it should be really good. I mean, both these guys have been,
for it.
They've been all HotS all the time. So
look at that cat leg. It's up in the air. Don't worry, guys. The cat is fully alive. It's fully alive.